Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to discuss two of Excel's very important or powerful functions, the index function and the match function. While generally you might not use them independently, but when they are combined together, the index and match function together can solve a lot of complex lookup problems with ease, right? So in the upcoming videos we will see how we can combine them together and extract the maximum out of these index and match functions. But before that, it's very important to understand how they operate individually. So let's get in and understand index and match function. Now let's start with the index function. What is an index function? Now index function returns the value of cell at the intersection of a particular row or column, right? So if I have a data like this, it has an employee ID, name, department, city, etc. Now let's say I want to find out the value of cell B4. Okay. Now what do I write? The syntax is equals index. First we'll give them the array or the range, that is A1 till D8. As you can see, the row number is 4 and then followed by the column number 2. The result would be the name or the value that is there in cell B4, which is Arjun Mehta. Simple. So you can think of it as a GPS system for data. It finds the value in a table based on its row and column number. Okay. Now let's see an example. Now out here we have got a simple data which has got a few columns of records and a few rows of records below those columns, right? Now let's say I want to find out the salary for employee ID 207. So this is the row where employee ID 207 reside. Let me shade it for you. So I want to find out the salary of employee ID 207. Okay. So in this case, I'll write equals index. I'll open the bracket and you'll see there are two versions of index. We'll stick to the first one, the simpler one. And one pro tip, when you are writing a function or a formula, you can just click on this fx button, which is the insert function button, and you will get a more visual representation of the formula that you are typing. Okay. So out here the first thing that it asks for is the array. So in our case it's this entire data. Okay. So this is the array. The next thing that it is asking for is the row num, which is the row number. In our case it is on the 8th row. So we are looking for the salary of Rohit Bansal. So it's on the 8th row. So I'll type in 8. And finally it asks for the column number. Now salary is in which column? Column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's on the 5th column. So that's it. I'll hit on OK and you have got 8,22,000 as its salary. Very simple. Okay. Now you might feel that we can manually find this out. Yes, it is true. But the main intention is to use index and match together. Here we are just explaining what index does and what match do. Then we'll combine them together in the next video. Okay. Now let's see what match function is all about. Now match function returns the numeric position of a specified value within a one-dimensional array. Now it pretty much does the opposite of index. So index gives me a value of a particular cell and match gives me the position in a one-dimensional array. So out here, if I want to know the position of Arjun Mehta in the B column inside the data, what do we need to do? We need to type equals match. So first the value that we are looking for, the lookup value is Arjun Mehta. Then the range, here we have taken B2 through B8, right? Because our data starts from B2, there we can easily determine the position if we start from B2, and B8 is the last cell in our data. And then we have an option for 0, 1, -1. We'll come to it later. They are exact match, approximate match, the ones that we did in VLOOKUP. We have something similar out here. We'll just look at it. So if you input this formula, you'll get the result of 3. So Arjun Mehta is in the third position. The first position is occupied by Ravi Kumar, followed by Priya Sharma, and third position is Arjun Mehta, as you can see. Match is like a search engine. It locates where that value is within a list, right? So let's get back to our example and see how we could use match function. Now out here, let's say we want to find out the position of employee ID 207. So we know it's there in this column. Now what is its position? Okay. So I'll write equals match. Once again, I will just click on the FX button to have a more visual representation. So the lookup value is this one, which is either the value, I can either select the cell or I can directly write 207. Now comes the lookup array. Now lookup array, as I told you, or we have explained, that this is a one directional array. So A2 through A16, right? And the match type. Now if you see the match type out here, it's a number 1, 0 or number -1 indicating which value to return. Now here is a pro tip. Once you face this kind of a situation and you are unable to find out what it says, you just click on this little hyperlink that you have on the bottom left, which says help on this function. If you click on this, it will give you the help for this. So Microsoft has defined what is this 1, 0 and -1. So 1 finds the match finds the largest value that is less than or equal to the lookup value. 0 finds the match, finds the first value that is exactly equal to the lookup value, and -1 match finds the smallest value that is greater than or equal to the lookup value. For our case, we would be using 0 for most of the time. So I just wanted to show you where you can find the help on these formulas. So let's get back. Out here I'll type 0 and I hit OK, and you get the position as 7. This is the 7th position. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So syntax wise, match 207, A2 through A16, 0. That is the match type. Okay. So I am not getting further in depth regarding index and match functions. What is more important is how you combine them and make it more powerful. That is when their true potential is unearthed. Now let's say, for example, in this data, if you want to find out the salary for employee ID 206, you can easily do it VLOOKUP. But what if I tell you I want to find out the salary for Ajay Verma? Ajay Verma is in the name column, which is not on the extreme left. This is where VLOOKUP has a limitation. Or let's say I want out if the employee ID in this case is on the leftmost column, what if the employee ID is somewhere in the middle and you want to find out the name against a particular employee ID, but the employee ID column is to the right of the name? How do you do that? This is where VLOOKUP won't help you, because the limitation of VLOOKUP is your lookup value has to be to the left of whatever you are looking for, because remember the column index number 1, 2, 3, 4, you cannot have them as negative. So the lookup value has to be to the right. I mean, whatever you are looking for has to be to the right of the column that discussing about combining index and match function. So don't miss it. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. See you in the next video.